Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I would like to introduce you to Jessica Cisneros, Executive Director of
Oh,
Awaken.
thank you. I'm so happy to be
Yay!
here.
Thank you for being
Of
here.
course.
I can't wait to tell our community, or have you teach our community everything about Awaken and what you guys are all about.
Yeah,
This is exciting to be here, and thank you so much for having us.
of course. Thank you guys for your generosity.
Yes.
I look forward to just pursuing a future relationship as well and
Mm-hmm.
learning from you guys about financial literacy and just it makes my heart happy that you're here and
Yes.
supporting Awaken.
So exciting. So tell us, Jessica, can you tell us a little bit about your organization and its mission?
Yeah, so Awaken was co-founded in 2011. Jen Campbell and Melissa Holland realized that there were really no resources for women in the area who were either being trafficked or any form of commercial sexual exploitation. So that could be legal, um, stripping, sugar daddy, that kind of thing. And so there was really no actual resources. And so they started off with just therapy. So Melissa Holland, who is one of the co-founders, she's also our CEO, is an MFT. And then it started with Melissa and Jen. Jen was providing rides and just kind of, accompaniment to different things. And now here we are as actually a national agency. So we have two locations, one here in Reno, Nevada, and in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So that's really exciting. That happened in 2022. And so really our mission is to eradicate sex trafficking. We provide services to both adults and youth, with our youngest participant being 11 years old. We have these three pillars. So we have city transformation, restoration, and prevention. So city transformation is really about, like, we can provide all these services to these women and girls, but then we put them back out into the city where they were trafficked and victimized. How do we change the thoughts on trafficking? And so we do a lot of trainings. We do a lot of, in schools, law enforcement. We work really closely with a lot of different agencies, just to ensure that we're educating everybody on what this is. And then we provide case management services. We have mentorship. So we have a great volunteer coordinator who gets all of our mentors, and they come alongside. And that's really our goal all the time, is we're meeting these girls and women where they're at and getting them to where they can heal. So we have a restorative home. We reopened it in January and put a mom with her three kids in there, which is really exciting. Just what we've seen has been really cool. And then prevention. Prevention is, for us, true prevention. And so what we have found is kids who have been, sexually abused or exploited in any way, have a higher likelihood of becoming trafficked. And so we go into the schools. We have a curriculum that is survivor developed. We go in, we talk to the girls about, like, healthy habits and, self-worth and things like that, because our goal is that they never become Awaken participants. So these are girls who are identified usually through school district, through Washoe County Human Services. And so we're going in true prevention and saying, hey, these are some of the red flags of what you might see, in the future, so that they hopefully never enter our door. Awaken is really special. The thing that we love here more than anything is connection and community. And I love that. And I see, I have met girls, even being here 4 years, hearing their story of when they came to us at 12. And now I see them as, they're going to trade schools, they're going to, higher education, and they're on the track and they're parenting, and they're just, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see the resilience in these women and girls.
How does support from organizations like ours make a difference in your organization's work?
So all the funds that we get go directly to participants. I mean, we have, it could be, that maybe a participant doesn't have access to insurance, or kind of is in that middle of, they can't access therapy. And so we could pay for those types of things. It's, living in Reno is expensive. And so we do a lot of rental assistance, to keep people housed, because any housing insecurities could potentially lead back to something else. And so, money like this goes towards kids going to summer camp. Like, I went to summer camps a lot as I was a kid, the things we take for granted, and they've never been.
What's one story or moment from your guys' work that resonates with you that you could share with our community?
Watching, a mother of three kids move into the Awaken house, and historically they were living in, like a weekly, like a Siegel Suites. The kids were delayed. They are delayed. The first day in the house, hearing these kids just pitter patter around, since they've been in the house since January 6th, just hearing stories of, the kids are starting to verbalize things. They're going to daycare. Like, they're meeting these milestones that they hadn't met before. And it's all because, mom's saying, I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to disrupt generational cycles, which is really important to us.
Yeah.
And just like hearing the laughs and the giggles, and oh, it just, like, my heart is so full knowing that, like, this opportunity for this mom with her 3 kids, and just watching them just, and her growth too.
Wow.
It's been really remarkable. She's finally, for the first time, she's been able to take a pause. And, in our first phase, there's no one works. It's really for a reset. Like, let's stabilize you, and like, we support all of the, the costs associated with the house. And she just gets to be mom, and she gets to work on her own healing, her own programming while the kids are at daycare. And it truly is inspiring. And so it's, it was just a huge blessing. It came at the right time. And just to see that is just, oh, it makes my heart so happy.
If you had a magic wand to instantly achieve one goal for your organization, what would it be?
Well, I know that one. It would be to work myself out of a job. If I had a magic wand, I would say no demand, no buyers, and we don't exist.
So the Employees Give Back is a fund. There's funds that come out of our paychecks on a voluntary system.
Yeah.
The employees get to choose the amount that comes out of their paycheck, and it just accumulates in an account on a quarterly basis.
Okay.
And so Awaken is the quarter 4 recipient.
Oh, fantastic.
And so from that account, from our paychecks on quarter 4, you are getting, or Awaken is getting a donation of $1,410.05.
That's amazing. That is so, oh my gosh. And to have over half of your employees voluntary this, that's amazing.
The credit union also donates up to $1,250. And so this is from Great Basin Federal Credit Union, and we are member owned. That's what credit unions are all about.
Yeah.
Half of our members and Great Basin Federal Credit Union, $1,250.
That's amazing. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Great Basin. Oh, thank you, all of your staff. This is really remarkable.
Yes.
It's so generous. Thank you guys so much. I love this. This is phenomenal.
So thank you so much.
Appreciate this so much. It's so great because every little bit helps, and these women and girls deserve the best.